Okay, guys, can we start the session? Am I audible to all of you? Can you just confirm me whether the voice is loud and clear? Okay, yes. All right, guys. So we will start the session, and today we will be starting with the chapter on stratification. So whatever we have done so far, the first three chapters, the first two chapters, that's just the basics. And in fact, today we are actually going to start sociology because you're going to learn a lot of good concepts, which is going to be very useful for your not only sociology but in other areas also in your GS and in your essay and in your interview and even in your life also. So we are going to see some perspectives. So here we will be introducing in this chapter some theories. Why I'm taking this before thinkers is because you'll get the flavor of thinkers. You'll get that flavor of different perspectives. The way we try to see things in different perspectives. For example, here we are actually going to talk about inequality. So you will see how inequality can be good at some point of time, right? So that is a functional approach. They will say they will consider it as something which is great, which is good if it is existing in society. So what is the main idea behind this functional perspective? The main idea is like this only. If something is existing in society, it is a society which is maintaining it. Why? Because that helps in the functioning of the society or the social order. So if inequality is there, despite the fact that you're taking a lot of measures to remove inequality and all these things, government efforts and non-governmental organizations and all these efforts are there, but still, why inequality is there? Because inequality is a property of a society and it has to be there. It will be there because it is very much necessary. It is inevitable for the survival of society. So, who is actually maintaining inequality? It is not the rich nor the poor. It is a society itself is maintaining that inequality, and it's the society which is not allowing you to remove inequality. So inequality is actually functional for the society. If everybody is rich, how society will function, right? So for society to function, rich need to be there, poor need to be there. If everybody is poor, same is the case, how society can function. So this is the point of view. This is the way functionalist will see inequality. I'm just talking about inequality only because as soon as you see this word inequality, you will consider it as something not good, right? We need an egalitarian society, we need equality. That equality and everything that you learn in the constitution is a different thing. So here when we talk about inequality, it could be in different dimension. So that we will address in the second topic of this chapter, that is dimensions of stratification. So here in this session today, what we are going to do is we will see what is inequality, how inequality is created, or how inequality is coming into picture, and then what is this stratification all about. Okay, so this is what we are going to see, and if possible we will also look into the different types of stratification on the basis of different dimensions. Maybe there is a one dimension age, and on the basis of that you can find some kind of inequality or some kind of stratification. Even in this class also, if you look into, we have different category of students, right? Maybe there is a range of 20 to 24, then 24 to 28, and then 28 to 35. So that is based on age, that stratification. There can be stratification based on class, income, right? Rich, poor, middle class is there. Caste also, there is that is also one dimension. So all these are different dimensions of inequality, and I'll tell you how you're going to use it when you're writing the answer. So what are the topics? I'll just show you the topics that we need to cover here in this chapter. There's a very good topic, very good chapter. So social stratification. Here there are some concepts like what is inequality, what is mobility, stratification, exclusion, poverty, deprivation, hierarchy. Then these are what the dimension I've just told you, right? Age is one dimension on the basis of which you can see differences in this class also. Class means income, education, that is a criteria. Race, it is not possible here anyway. Caste, ethnicity. Then we will move to theories, and probably we will start with the theories tomorrow. So there is one approach, the functional approach. They will try to see everything in functional terms. Functional term means what? If something is existing, suicide is there. That, what does that mean? It is necessarily fulfilling some vital functions for society. Guys, this is a sentence exactly like that you have to remember. Something is existing means what is that sentence? Necessarily. it is necessarily fulfilling vital functions for the society. That is why it is existing. So who's maintaining it? It is a society which is maintaining it. Why? Because this has to do some very important functions for the society to survive. So if the society need to survive, it has to be there. It may be a suicide, it may be a crime, it may be inequality, it could be anything. So that is how they will understand it. Slums are functional for this functional perspective, but the exact opposite is what you see in conflict approach. Okay, so here we will see things in a entirely opposite way. Inequality is not good, right? So that is how we are going to analyze the Marxian perspective. Weberian is a different level that also we will see. Then what is social mobility? Mobility is the movement. What are the different types of movement and how can you move to the top or bottom? Sources. We will discuss education as one source. All those things we will discuss in the class. So I hope you got a brief idea about the chapter. These are things that we need to cover, and we take 4 sessions. And in the 4th session, we will do everything. And I don't think that you will face any problem with respect to this chapter. One of the most important chapter, you get a conceptual question, you get a theory question. So 2 questions you can actually expect from this. As soon as you see that question, jump onto that, because the way we are going to prepare it is complete in itself. Whatever material is given, it is complete in itself. But if you want, you can further supplement it with Harlem-Bose. There is a 1 chapter completely dedicated for that. Just read that. You will understand everything once you attend the session. And reading Harlem-Bose will be a cakewalk for you once you're done with this. Okay, so guys, let me start with the explanation of the first topic. What I'll do is, I'll explain to you what exactly inequality means. So what you have seen so far and what you know so far, you just keep it aside, because we are going to learn things in a different perspective. Okay, so let me start with this word, differences. Now, what do you mean by differences? There are some similarities with us, there are some differences with us, right? So when I talk about differences as such is not inequality. For example, when I talk about female and male, it's just a difference. What difference it is? I'm talking about a biological difference, right? So it's a natural difference. When I talk about female, male, it's a natural difference. And will this difference create inequality? Can we say based on this difference, someone is superior over the other? No, right? So differences per se or as such is not leading to inequality. Then what is that step? That is what we are going to analyze it. But before that, let me make you understand what I mean by this difference. Guys, it could be a natural difference. Just now I have explained this. Biological difference. This is very much natural, right? Color, is that a difference? Yes, right? Black, white. Is there anything based on superiority or inferiority in that color? No, right? It is a natural difference. It's a biological difference. So differences is natural. Chennai. Karthik, I didn't understood. What do you mean? Okay, yeah. All right. So differences may be natural, and these differences can also be social. Can you guys connect with any example of a social difference? Guys, when I talk about rich, poor, it is actually a social difference. Okay, or when I talk about housing patterns, forget about rich, poor, that you may consider it as inequality. Forget about housing patterns in the North India and South India. It's a social difference. Is there anything superior or inferior in that? Can I say South Indian dressing style is far, far, far better than North Indian style? No, right? I can't say that. Opposite is also not possible, right? Dressing style or housing pattern, right? So dressing styles or food habits or the preparation of food, all these will be different in different regions, right? So there will be differences. So all these are what I mean by social difference. Natural difference, I hope you understood. Now these are social difference. So culture and everything. But can we say this, can we connect this with superiority or inferiority? Can I say just because you have this type of housing pattern, you are superior, or you have this type of dressing style, you are superior, or you eat this kind of food, you're superior? No, right? No way, because South Indians eat dosha and the North Indians eat something else. So that doesn't mean that superiority or inferiority. These are just differences. Now, how the next question is, Race is what I've told you, color just before. That's a natural difference. These are social difference. Biological differences are mostly natural difference. Even this is there in the nature as well, right? When I talk about day and night, there is a difference. Can we say day and night anyone is superior? No, actually, right? That is also a natural difference which exists at the natural level also, not only among the humans. These differences you will see in the nature also, day and night, right? Yeah, language, all these are differences. So I don't want too much of it. There are a lot of n number of thousands of differences, but just want to make you understand differences as such is not inequality. If this point is clear, now let me move towards inequality. Then what is going to create inequality? It is actually coming out of these differences only. But how? Guys, there is a missing link here between differences and inequality. What is that missing link? It is nothing but this value. Okay, so to the differences, when you attach some values, now what do you mean by value? Last session we have discussed fact, value, objectivity. When I've discussed that chapter, we have discussed about value. What do you mean by value? Values are the beliefs or the ideas that we carry in our mind, right? Values are the beliefs or ideas that we carry in our mind. So this is the ideas that we carry in our mind. For example, when we talk about male, female, we carry certain ideas in our mind. Based on that ideas, what we do, we decide the superiority, inferiority, preferability, rejection, right? And desirability, undesirability of anything. So now what will happen? Differences are there, but when you add value to this difference, what will happen? That lead to inequality. That lead to the judgment or the question of who's superior over the other. That lead to the question of who's preferred, who's rejected, who's desirable, who's not desirable, right? So I have taken that example in the previous session also. If you are living in a patriarchal society, and Indian society is clearly a patriarchal society, so the patriarchal culture, the patriarchal mindset is there. Every child born who are actually having that patriarchal mindset, right? So if I carry that patriarchal mindset, and if I'm a hardcore person who's having this patriarchal mindset, then what I will do, my values, that means my beliefs and ideas are shaped in that way, that patriarchal culture or the patriarchal mindset. So what I will do, I will consider a male as superior, so female as inferior, and the male as preferred, and the male as desirable, right? So this may lead to the sun preference, sun meta preference, all these concepts, but we don't want to discuss about those concepts. I just want to tell you differences we just discussed. This is just a biological difference, and this have nothing to do with superiority or inferiority between these two sex. It's just a natural difference. So when I talk about sex, it's just a natural difference, biological difference. But to the difference, when I attach value, that lead to inequality. When I attach value means what? Automatically I start judging on the basis of its superiority or inferiority. So in a patriarchal system, in the patriarchal culture, this is how it is going to happen. So that is why I've given this example. Okay, you don't want to feel offended if just because I've taken this example. So guys, I hope this is very clear. Now differences are there. It could be natural, it could be social. Difference lead to inequality when there is some values attached to the difference. So can I say now listen to this sentence very clearly. Differences could be either natural or social. That's what I've seen here, natural or social. Both can be there. But inequality is always and always social. Will you accept it? Will you go for it? Yes, it is always social, right? Why? Because if you need to get that inequality, that superiority or inferiority, there is an attachment of value. That is always a social difference. Okay, so the differences is there. When you attach some value, that lead to inequality. So there is a lot of social elements which are involved in inequality. So when I talk about inequality, it is always social. Differences could be natural or social. Inequality is always social. So when I talk about sex is just a natural difference, biological difference. Now later when we discuss about gender is actually a social difference. Okay, so this is something which is very important. As sociologists, you should be very clear about this difference between sex and gender. What should be there actually in the application forms? It should be sex, because if they are interested in knowing your biological difference, it should be sex. But you can see in many application forms, you'll see gender also. It's actually not correct. It should not be there. So as a sociology student, you should understand it. So here we are actually talking about a social difference. So I hope this part is clear. Difference to inequality. Now we need to see how this is going to become a stratification. Okay. So guys, now a lot of inequalities will be there like this. A lot of differences are there. Hundreds and thousands of differences will be there. Between you and me, differences will be there. N number of differences will be there. You and the other students, we have around 100 or 120 students in the class, right? So each one of us have different differences. Now, is it possible to study each and every difference or inequality? No, it is impossible. So what you need to identify is, you need to identify a pattern of inequality. Means something which is worth studying. So you have to find a pattern. Pattern means there should be something which is common. For example, if we consider caste, there is something which is common between Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So that is a pattern. That's what I mean by pattern, something common. So the inequality faced will be almost similar, right, between two castes. Similarly, upper class, middle class, lower class. There is a pattern. The lifestyles will be similar in that particular group, right? So there is a commonality. So on the basis of commonality, you will find a pattern. And on the basis of pattern, you can find different strata. That means inequality can be stratified on the basis of a pattern. Pattern is nothing but the commonality. Why we are taking commonality? Because we can't study individual inequalities. It is impossible to study each and every instances of inequality. So what as a sociologist we will do is, we will try to identify the patterns of inequality which is worth studying. So we will observe the pattern, and that pattern is what you can consider as stratification. So guys, I hope this is clear. So what I have discussed so far is, there are differences, and this difference lead to inequality. Then what is the missing link here? When it will lead to inequality? If you attach certain value to it. So once you add value to the difference, it becomes inequality, and this inequality will become stratification, or the stratas you will observe when, what is the missing link here? When you find the pattern. So can I say all inequality lead to stratification? No, not all inequality lead to stratification. What is required? I need a pattern. I need a common thing. I need a common thread. I need a commonality. There should be something common. That's what I mean by pattern. So difference lead to inequality if there is an attachment of value. Inequality becomes stratified or stratifications when there is a pattern. Guys, can I say all stratifications are based on some kind of inequality? Can I say that? All stratification based on some kind of inequality? Yes, right? Example of commonality I've already discussed, right? Even the upper class, lower class, middle class, when you talk about, there is a commonality. In this class, if you see, each and every individual will be different. But if I can divide something like this, average income, let's say 25,000, then 75,000, and then 1,50,000. Then there is a commonality. I can't do 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 3 rupee like that. I can't do. Similarly, caste based, there is a commonality. Similarly, age based, there is a commonality. I can find a pattern on the basis of age, right? That's what I mean by that commonality or pattern. So can I say all stratification based on some kind of inequality? Yes, obviously, if there is inequality, then only there will be stratification. But the reverse is not possible. All inequalities are not stratification, correct? What is required is the pattern, correct? So this is what you need to understand about stratification. We are done with stratification. Now there are certain steps in which this process will happen. That also I'll discuss now, and then it's over, guys. There's a very simple concepts. People make it very difficult, but that's actually not required. Now, if you go and read Harlan Bose, things are getting very simple for you. There are differences, values to the difference, inequality. Once you find a pattern, that lead to stratification. Now there are certain steps. So to make it further complicated, I'll just discuss the steps. The 4 different steps are there to differentiation. That's the first one. Second one, rewarding. And sometimes you will see second and third as interchanged, but it's okay. The way you are writing is what matters. Third is evaluation. Fourth is ranking. Now listen to these 4 steps. So what I've told you already, the same thing is what I'm going to explain in a further different way. So there are differences. That's what differentiation means. There are differences. It could be natural, it could be social. So let's talk about that natural difference between female, male, right? So that you can understand easily. Now, based on these differences, you will give some task, you will give some job, or you will give something to do, right? Based on the differentiation. For example, female, if you see based on the biological condition, you may give tough task or the physically demanding task to the male and physically less demanding task to the female. But that doesn't mean inequality or anything at this junction. So based on the difference that you have, that bodily difference or whatever it is, that let's say physically demanding jobs, that will be taken care by the male, right? So here you will be assigning certain roles based on the difference. Now guys, the words that I'm using are to be very much understood properly. These are the words that you need to write. Each and every word that you write matters. You remember first itself, I've told you what is functionalism. I've explained this point. If something existing in society, it is necessarily fulfilling some vital functions for society. So these words are very important. The way that I'm explaining, exactly the same way you need to write also, exactly for these questions and these areas. Not everywhere, okay? You got the first one, differentiation. So the roles are given or defined on the basis of differentiation, differences. Then what will happen? Initially, this is not going to be a problem. But guys, two people are there, two are doing different roles. Over a period of time, what will happen? You will slowly start making a comparison. Who's doing tough job or who's doing it better, right? So slowly there will be comparisons will come at the individual level, at the lower level, not at the higher level, not at the societal level, not at the cultural level. At the lower level, slowly the comparison will come. Okay, so this comparison will come and there will be a kind of formalized, informal rank order will come. Informal. Why I'm writing informal? Because I've told you this is at the individual level comparison. So it is informal. Like we have some students or some of you will start comparing yourself. That is going to be informal. Once you take the exam at the higher level, that is going to be formal, right? So this comparison that you do it yourself, that is very much informal at the lower level. So initial comparison, there is a informalized rank order will come, like male is superior, something like that. After some time, what will happen? This informal rank order or the comparison which is done at the lower level will be done at the level of culture, at the level of society. With that comparison, this informal rank order which has been formed will get formalized and institutionalized. So at this third stage, formalized and institutionalized. Sorry guys, there is a change. Ranking will come here. Rewarding will come here. Sorry. Okay. So at the third level, when the cultural evaluation happen, it become formalized and institutionalized. Just 1 minute. Hello. Okay. Vanda. So formalized and institutionalized. Okay. Initially, second stage, it is not formalized. It is informal, but then it is formalized. Okay, so first there is a role assignment, then there is a comparison at the individual level, informal rank order will come. Then from the individual level, the comparison start at the cultural level, at the higher level, at the societal level, then it gets formalized and institutionalized. Institutionalized means it becomes part of the society that male is superior. This is when you can say patriarchal society. And it will also be transmitted from this generation to next generation through cultural reproduction. Cultural reproduction means what? This is becoming the part of the culture, and cultural reproduction means it will be transmitted to the next generation as well. And all these mechanisms will be further ensured through the process of rewarding. Rewarding here means it doesn't mean that you're giving some prize or something to the other person. Rewarding here means those who are getting at the top of the strata, they will be getting benefits, right? So that is what you mean by this rewarding. Like Brahmins, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, if you see, Brahmins are getting a lot of advantage. Shudras are disprivileged, right? Disadvantages. So those who are at the top, they'll get the advantage. Others will get disadvantage. So you can say rewards and punishment. At the top, rewards. Male, there are a lot of advantage. Female, there are a lot of punishment. Punishment means not physical punishment you're talking about. Disadvantage is what I mean by punishment here. So with this, the system will be established. So this is how stratified system is coming into picture. This is how it is established in society. So now let's look into the PDF and things will be more clear to you with that. Okay, one more point. I just will repeat it again once more, and then we will go for it. Okay. So what I've discussed is there are differences. It could be natural or social. Okay. And then this becomes inequality when you attach values to the difference. Right? And this inequality will become stratification when you can observe a pattern. So guys, differences may be social or natural, like I've told you here, but inequality is always social. Will you be able to write that? You have to write it anyway. If you're not able to, you have to mug it up. Similarly, all inequalities will not lead to stratification, but stratification is based on some kind of inequality, or all stratification is based on inequality, but not all inequalities are based on stratification. Then what are the different steps that I've discussed? First is differentiation. Second, ranking. Third, evaluation. Fourth, rewarding. So if you can just remember this much, we are done with the session, nothing more. And these all are self-explanatory. Nothing is actually required to be read and reproduced the same. All these are self-explanatory. Only thing is that you need to understand the concepts. Okay, this is exactly what we do in sociology. Okay. So these questions and all, I've given you a lot of questions, okay, around in this chapter itself, I've given a lot of questions and answers also. So let's not look into these questions. We'll come back and see that later. Social inequality. Every society contains differences on the basis of various attributes which characterize our social life. These attributes are either natural or socially created. Thus, the whole society is composed of people having natural or social differences. These differences are not only seen at the individual level, but also at the level of groups. Okay? In every society, some values are attached to some of these differences. The values like superiority, inferiority, preferability, rejection, desirability or undesirability are often attached to these differences. The attachment of these values results in social evaluation of these differences. Thus, the attachment of values to these differences result in inequality. Thus, the nature produce differences, but man create inequality. Rather, the differences are natural or social, but inequalities are always social. Social inequalities exist in every society.